I think the way that Kansas City can run the ball now, the creativeness in the offensive scheme, the ridiculous amount of weapons, I think that at the end of the day, they're just too good. What's going on, guys? The SSN back again with another video. Hopefully you're having a great day so far, and I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you guys are absolutely pumped and ready for the game tomorrow. Chiefs, Bucs, Super Bowl. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to watch the Super Bowl, and I'm ready for the off season, for free agency, for the draft. I'm super, super pumped for all the stuff that's going to be going on very soon in the NFL. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, if you're interested, subscribe down below. Help us grow the channel even more. We're pushing towards 1,000 subs, and I got tons of content on the channel, especially coming into this time of the year for the NFL. I cover lots of different NFL teams with their free agency moves, trades, especially right around the draft. I do a lot of types of videos that are going to revolve around a lot of other teams too, not just the Dolphins, even though that's mainly the team that I focus on the channel. I've got tons of content that'll probably relate to the team that you guys like. So if you're interested in that, subscribe down below, leave a comment, leave a like, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So Chiefs Bucs tomorrow, this is going to be a really, really good game. Some of the best offenses that you can find in the league. I mean, I think it's pretty clear and easy to say Kansas City has the best offense in the league. I think if anything over the last 2 years, the thing that they've most needed offensively was a running game. And I mean, working with guys like Damian Williams, I just think that they needed more of a rushing attack. And then they went out and they got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who was absolutely incredible this year. Even though he did struggle with some injury, I think he was phenomenal as a rookie. And they got Le'Veon Bell. I mean, they really kind of just stacked up their team even more. If that was even possible, I would have said, could Kansas City get that much better over the offseason? I probably would have said no. I mean, maybe they could pick up a running back, but I don't see how this offense could get even that much better than last year. And they really did. I mean, this offense is explosive. It's talented. It's a tight-knit unit. They're always on point. Their chemistry is phenomenal. Just this offense is so hard to slow down. And you have to recognize that with Kansas City, and it's always tough to come up with a game plan when you're looking at, man, how do we play this Chiefs offense properly? On the flip side of that, Tampa Bay also has a very solid offense, very well-rounded, don't have as much of a rushing attack. I think they're towards the bottom of the league in rushing, but what they do extremely well is working through a down-to-down basis through the air. They've just got the perfect scheme. For someone like Tom Brady, they have the absolutely perfect scheme because he can air it out if he needs to, but they also have plenty of options and plenty of schemes based around, let's kind of get some short yardage here and there. We'll take shots when we need to, and we trust our guys to get the job done. And Tampa Bay so far has done nothing but impress me, at least. I expected them to make the playoffs, but I wasn't necessarily sure. Are these guys really going to go to a Super Bowl with Tom Brady being older, with a lack of a rushing attack? And they've absolutely blown me away with the way that their offense is played. And looking defensively, I would say Tampa Bay certainly to me has the edge over Kansas City. I think they have a lot of really good pieces. They added a lot this offseason too. And certain guys are taking massive steps up this season. Guys like Devin White, he has been incredible this season. I think over 120 tackles on the year, 9 sacks as a Mike linebacker is ridiculous. So they are finding a really, really solid way to not only get him involved in terms of the rushing attack and, slowing down the opposite team's running game, but they're doing a great job at kind of sneaking in blitzes here and there. And he's become very, very good at shooting the gap at the right time and pressuring the quarterback. So to have a Mike linebacker who can get in there, sack the quarterback 9 times in a season, get a ton of tackles, good against the run game, and is also solid in coverage, I mean, that's, a wet dream for a lot of NFL teams. So I love Devin White. I love the way that Tampa Bay plays defensively. And they're also a top 10 team in scoring. They get a lot of takeaways. So Tampa Bay, in terms of defense, I think has the edge. But you kind of have to weigh that against how good Kansas City is offensively. So as much as Tampa Bay has a great defense, I think you could easily argue, as great as their defense is, Kansas City's offense is equally as great, if not better, respectively. So it's really an argument of, okay, when it comes right down to it, I'm anticipating that this Super Bowl is probably going to be, it's going to be one or two things. It's going to be either one team's getting blown out because the other defense is too good, or it's going to be a shootout. I really don't see a scenario where this is a low-scoring game. Kansas City's offense is too explosive. Tampa Bay's defense is very good, but I think Kansas City is just so explosive offensively. They're going to put up the points. And then you can't count Tom Brady out. You can't count out Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They've got a lot of weapons, Gronk. There's just so many things to work with Tampa Bay-wise offensively that I have a feeling this is going to be not a high-scoring game, but certainly somewhere in the 30s is what I'm anticipating. And I think when it comes right down to it, at the end of the game, I would anticipate that one of the two quarterbacks is going to have the opportunity to make, a 2-minute drive and potentially win the game, or at least tie it up somewhere right around there. So it's a matter, at least to me, of, who do I think is going to do that better at this point in their career? Who do I think has the best shot, who has the most weapons to put together if they had a 2-minute drive? But if I'm looking at it purely just based on my opinion, I think I would rather have Patrick Mahomes over almost anybody on a 2-minute drive to win the game, even if it was in the Super Bowl. He's already won a Super Bowl. He's already won an MVP. He is probably the best quarterback in the league. And I know some people would probably argue maybe Aaron Rodgers, maybe Russell Wilson. But, I mean, the more and more that Patrick Mahomes plays, the more years that he gets under his belt, the harder and harder it's going to get to say that he is not the greatest quarterback in the league right now. So when it comes right down to it, 2 minutes left on the clock. If it's a tight game and you got one quarterback to lead you to a potential victory, I take Patrick Mahomes over Tom Brady. Even though Tom Brady has, the veteran, status above Patrick Mahomes, even though he's been around longer, he's put together more game-winning drives. I think with the weapons that Patrick Mahomes has now, I think they're better suited for a long drive to potentially win the game. And because of that, I find it way too hard to bet against Kansas City because of their offensive scheme. I mean, Andy Reid is one of the greatest offensive minds in football right now. Clearly, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce, they just have so many weapons to work with. That's not even including their running backs, guys. I mean, that's 5 guys right off the bat who are immediate difference makers. Then you add in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Then you add in Le'Veon Bell, who is not a scrub at this point. So it's like you have so many weapons to work with offensively that I feel like it just, at the end of the day, is going to overpower Tampa Bay. Even though they have their weapons to work with, I think the way that Kansas City can run the ball now, the creativeness in the offensive scheme, the ridiculous amount of weapons, I think that at the end of the day, they're just too good. I anticipate Kansas City wins the Super Bowl. I'm going to call it something around 38-35. That's my anticipation. I think it should be a pretty high-scoring game. I think both teams are going to put plenty of points on the board. Even though defensively they're both solid, I think offensively, Kansas City's offense is better than Tampa Bay's defense, and I think Tampa Bay's offense is better than Kansas City's defense. So that's where I'm going with this. I think it'll be high scoring. I think 38-35, right around there. Could be a little bit higher, could be a little bit lower, although I think if anything, it would be a little bit lower. So it's my opinion. I think Kansas City probably wins tomorrow. Patrick Mahomes gets his second Super Bowl. And after that, you have to have a lot of discussion because a lot of people are already calling Patrick Mahomes one of the greats. And I look at it as, well, he's super young. He's only been in the league for 3 years. This will be, his second Super Bowl if he wins it. He's already got an MVP. What do you do with that? Beyond, if he wins this year, how do you assess Patrick Mahomes? So if they win, that's definitely going to be a discussion. I might even make a video on it. I'm not sure yet. But it's something to keep in mind. If Patrick Mahomes wins this Super Bowl, how do we consider him amongst the greatest quarterbacks of all time? How do we consider him amongst the great quarterbacks now who are playing? On the flip side, if Tom Brady wins this Super Bowl, Tom Brady gets, a 7th ring? 7 Super Bowls, doing it without Belichick, which was the main criticism of Brady, especially coming into this year of, he's only succeeded because of the system in New England. If he wins his 7th Super Bowl on a different team with a different coach, clearly with more weapons, but with a completely different scheme, can we consider him the greatest of all time? I think he already is, and that's my opinion. Even though I hate him, even though I am not a fan of Tom Brady, I consider him probably the greatest of all time. But to those of you who are against that, who have your hesitation, who think, I don't know about Brady being the greatest, if he wins this Super Bowl, if this is his 7th Super Bowl, is he the greatest? That's my main question to you. So guys, I want to know your opinion down below. Who do you got tomorrow? This is going to be an exciting game. I'm super pumped for it. I can't wait to see the game. I'll give you a post-game review maybe after I watch the game and get settled down for the night. But you guys let me know. What do you want? Do you want a post-game review? And then I also want your comments down below. How would you consider Patrick Mahomes amongst the greats if he wins this Super Bowl? And on the flip side, how would you consider Tom Brady if he wins his 7th Super Bowl? Is he the GOAT? Let me know down below, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. Have an awesome night, guys. I will see you tomorrow for the Super Bowl. Super pumped. Let me know if you are down below, too. Appreciate it, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and I will catch you very soon. As always, guys, fins up.